a lot of what I've saying now are things that I've regurgitated from hearing other podcasts, other people's take on things. Whenever some kind of big event like this happens, as a people in the society of social media, we all get together. We kind of like share this, like this, post this. Being from Australia, being Asian, I definitely felt there was a sense of connection to what was going on. My personal experience, I haven't experienced major racism in Australia. I think it's all very underlying, so it's harder to call out. Simple things, just like the certain treatment, when you're working in different industries. Industries. And mind you, not to say it doesn't exist, definitely does exist, but I feel like me as a person, I'm someone who's successfully kind of navigated and put up the correct defense mechanisms and offensive positions as well to combat that. So I've been quite privileged. I don't know. I think I worked hard to be able to be in this position. So that's where a lot of these thoughts come from. The fact that living here in Australia, I know when I meet not only white people, but I feel like people of other cultures, depending on their own context and upbringing, they'll have a certain kind of skew towards me being Asian. It's a very common thing. But I feel like I've always been able to navigate it well, like navigated it on my own terms. I've never felt like, I've never allowed it for anyone to put myself to trope. A lot of it, I think, does come from the fact that I'm the first to poke fun at myself and my Asianness. It's interesting for me in the sense that I'm in this both camp of, I don't want to be giving people firepower to, further put down my people, but also there's this power in being able to laugh at yourself and point those things out that are humorous, and how you rise above it. Watch Game of Thrones, wear like armor, can't be used against you. No one makes me feel uncomfortable as an Asian person because I think I can already list all the things that they want to make me feel uncomfortable for, and I'm able to kind of mitigate them through humor. I think I just went off topic again, but point being, the position of Asians, though, in Western society, I think is kind of the critique that we've taken from such an event. I've definitely felt things like we've always been the kind of the this is a lot of what the line "Stop Asian Hate." Well, it's something I think very poignant phrasing, and it's great. It's going to get the message across. But if I really want to look closely at it, who do you think hates Asians? I feel like, here's the thing: the coronavirus is definitely something that made this situation way worse. We've got someone to point at, to kind of attribute hate, because it seems like that's what humans all want to do. We want to attribute hate to every issue. Everyone has to be responsible for something, right? I'm sure like a lot of like clear-minded thinkers, people who kind of have more than half a brain, I understand that that's not the situation at all. But you have a lot of people who inherently racist or have some ingrained kind of feeling. This was their ammo to kind of, right, let's run with this. When the coronavirus first started, I was the first to joke about it. I'm Vietnamese, so I found it was really funny. Like for me, I felt tease the situation for the Chinese, being like, haha, you guys, they're going after you, but we're cool, it's not us. As a joke, that was my comedy. It's kind of like the way I see Asians. It's kind of like we're family within the Asian household, different Asian cultures, and so something happens to you, I kind of have a laugh, like, and we poke fun at each other, and I feel like not wrong in doing that. I feel like other cultures feel a certain way about my own culture as well. So that's the kind of thing I'm imposing. It's happening on this landscape of this modern society where we're a bit more PC. Everyone's going to apologize for everything. I'm trying to, in my comedy, I try to retain that thing that kind of insensitivity that comes from the old Asian culture, but call it to critique in this culture and kind of exist on that. All my friends know my favorite little kind of joke thing I run is this, because you won't meet a person a Vietnamese person is all about the pure Vietnamese race. It doesn't exist. No one's like that. But then, so I, as a comedy bit, I embody this person who's like, oh nah, Vietnam #1. I'm the pure-blooded Nguyen dynasty prince. I'm not. No one is. Very off topic. But the point being, yeah, that's the kind of stance I've always taken. So when the coronavirus happened, made fun of it and things like that, I had a joke that as someone who wants to be a comedian, this is probably one of my first experiences of watching like a joke that I had might work during a short time period, and then over time, the joke's just not that great, and I just had to get rid of it. Like literally, it's not that great. I had a joke, the joke would have been any Chinese coronavirus jokes. I can't make those jokes anymore. China's sorted out the situation. The situation's way worse. It's not something that I find funny anymore. Which brings good job, Simon. Segue. Which is a segue back into what's going on in the States. When it comes to representation, this situation, it was easy for everyone else to attribute hate to the culture that, let's be honest, most people view Asians as harmless because of the stance that we've taken in society. Most of us, our parents, have come here through major struggle. They've been through their kind of big leap of faith. So when they got to a country like Australia or America, they didn't want that for their kids. They don't want their kids to have to kind of risk that and take these risk of leap of faith that they had to take. That's why it's about coming and boom, set your roots, do the things that we know that are secure. We're safe people. We found the formula: study hard, good job, good money, good life. That's it. Like there isn't a sense of having to instill a fight or flight to get away. So as a result, if we talk about what the claim that the Asians take up in a multicultural society, we have success in education, success in the workforce, things like that. But then what we lack is, we all know we lack a lot of representation. It's, I'm living in such a diverse time where, like, if I'd been born later or earlier, I'd struggle being an Asian person trying to being represented and stuff like that. But if I'd been later, the job would have, I feel like, been done. Right now, it's kind of the in-between phase where I can be responsible for, that contributing to the representation that we're able to achieve. And I think that's a big point. Representation. We lack a lot of representation. Now, 2 reasons. I feel like self-imposed within our Asian community. Like I said before, we've never majority through history, we've come and not taken a stance of representation. We've taken a stance of hard work and production. Like, we're trying to work hard to just feel like that's our success. We want to put our roots down. That's what we're worried about, which is, if I think about it as I'm talking, I feel like, if you're coming to a new place where you've got no anything, that's the first thing you want to do. If you're not worried about, how do I represent myself? Let's just do the right thing, be a part, and contribute to this. We all want to feel like we belong, right? So we take that position, and as a result, it's made the world view us as a bit harmless. But so that's kind of where it's self-imposed, how we've affected our own representation. But then the second thing is also because, propaganda and media, we've come through historically through a lot of, like, even now, times where we've got a lot of conflict with the Western society, between Asian and Western, and as a result, there's this need to kind of, throughout history, we've been positioned as a good kind of, we're the good people to come to when we need us to contribute to something that's not the main, when it's about the bad guy, the exterior, the other. Let's say it's a war movie or something like that, spy movie, Asians, Chinese, they're the people who can represent that. And then also the other being, when it's something mystical, when we need to be the person to show the hero how to go the way, boom, the outside, the unknown, boom, the Asian again. Always teaching you a kung fu or some martial arts thing to show this hero. And that's the position we've taken up. which I feel like is a major contributor to that sense of Asians being viewed as harmless. And because when you're harmless, you have no potential to, well, you're viewed as, not having any potential to influence and impact. It's easy for everyone else to put labels and things on you.